Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Universal Show, a Diz Unlimited podcast brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. They are experts helping you plan the perfect Universal vacation. When you book with them, it costs you nothing extra on your trip, and you help support the channel and all the content that we produce. So check them out, dreamsunlimitedtravel.com, for a free, no-obligation quote today. It is also brought to you by our Patreon supporters. If you want to learn more about how you can get exclusive content from different members of the Diz team, you can head over to patreon.com/DizUnlimited. I am Ryno, the executive producer here at the Diz, and joining me today we have Dreams Unlimited travel agent Hannah Anderson.
Hey.
Hello, Hannah.
Bet you guys didn't expect to see me here today, huh?
Yeah, cradling a Stay Puft Marshmallow.
I know. How could you not? Did you introduce him as well?
And we have the one, the only Stay Puft. No, Mr. Stay Puft stepped on any churches today.
Not before noon.
Not before noon. Yeah. Hannah's here because Hannah is going to be coming with me to Halloween Horror Nights one of these nights. And you know what that means.
It'll be my first time ever, guys.
Well, first time ever.
First time ever, Ryno. So this is, what an honor for all of us.
I'm stressed for you.
I know. You should be. I'm stressed for you because, well, you have to hold my hand.
I am going to tell you this because I know that you are a fan of similar types of drinks as I am. Is that one of the best things that they've had? And hopefully they have it this year. I don't know.
Okay.
Yet, that they have at Halloween Horror Nights is a pumpkin beer. And it's it's whole hog pumpkin something.
Okay.
And it is...
So something you couldn't just pick up at the grocery store.
I think it's like from Wisconsin or something.
Okay.
So you can get it some places here, but it's not like readily available. You have to like go out of your way, and it's
that
very
makes
good.
me happy because the weather doesn't feel like fall, but a pumpkin beer would.
Pumpkin beer, that's what always puts me like right in the Halloween spirit. So I get my little Blinky cup, and which you'll have to get. Obviously, it's like a rite of passage.
Yeah.
And then I get myself one or two throughout a whole evening, and it gives me that liquid courage sometimes I need.
I think I'm gonna need a lot of that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. And I think it's a great perspective for. I'm a first timer. I am truly a scaredy cat. I like scary movies. I like Halloween. Just don't jump out and scare me. I don't like those jump scares.
Oh,
so.
I said, like, when people are like, oh, is it scary? And I was like, well, I'm a bad judge of that because really anybody who's hiding behind anything and jumps out, I'd be like, that's scary. The blood, the guts, the any of that other stuff, whatever.
I've lived enough life. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just, it's the other stuff.
Don't do me dirty. Don't jump out and scare me. But
so I thought what we could do is every year, Craig and I used to do this. We do a Halloween, like a hype list, a Halloween Horror Nights hype list. So we're going to go through, I'm going to just read a quick blurb of all 10 of our haunted houses that we get here, as well as the 5 scare zones. And then there's one show, but it's like, there's one show. What are you going to say? Oh, that was the best show. That wasn't the best show.
We'll talk about it.
So I'm going to run through those, and then you and I will give our... our pre-hype list. And then once we actually get to experience this, we're going to come back in and talk about it and say, like, where they lie. Where were they on that list compared to where they were here?
Tentative me not having a heart attack and not making it back to work ever again.
It is so funny because I feel like you are going through everything that I went through when I first started working here, where I was like, I used to not... I wouldn't do haunted houses and stuff because I hated being, like, the scaring, like, the jumping out and the thing. Yeah. And I still get... I will literally... I am scared every single time I go through the house. It doesn't matter if it's 100 times or not. I will fall to the ground.
Oh,
and,
no.
I'm that person.
How are we going to help each other if we're both rolling around on the ground?
I have been asked, sir, are you okay? More times than I care for.
I'm worried about the cursing, honestly.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to lie to you.
Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. Sorry, Jesus.
It's an art, and I do have a bleep if it happens.
That's good.
I was going to make you walk through the house at a different time than me, but I feel like that's
absolutely not. Are you kidding me? I would just quit. This would be it. So no.
Yeah. Okay. So let me run through all the houses for you. Okay. Ready? So we have first up. I have on my list here. This is in no particular order. I'm just literally going to read through all the houses really quick. We have Universal Monsters, Eternal Bloodlines, get caught in an epic battle for dominance as Saskia Van Helsing and the Bride of Frankenstein go up against Dracula's daughter and her monstrous mavens, She-Wolf and Anaxanamun. We have Insidious, The Further. Don't get trapped in the Further as terrifying demons try to ensnare you. Enter the red-faced demon's lair behind the red door and try to keep away from Keyface so we can't lock up your spirit.
Nope.
We have Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Yay!
A bone-chilling new specter. It's for you, Stay Puff. We have Goraka, has escaped from an ancient artifact. He'll stop you cold with a whole army of ghosts. Try not to freeze in fear as you dodge spears of ice, and he freezes people solid before your eyes.
I like that, especially in August. That'd be fine.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It's cold in there.
It's going to be my favorite part about houses like this is they're always the air condition is pumped up to the max because it'll be all cold. Usually they have like a snowy house, I call it, and so this is this one. But we have A Quiet Place. Make a sound and you won't last long. Monstrous creatures who can hear the slightest noise will hunt you down and silence you for good as the post-apocalyptic world comes to a terrifying life. There's Triplets of Terror. You're invited to the Barmy Triplets birthday bash, but beware, they celebrate
by Baby Billy.
Baby Billy, yeah. But beware, they celebrate by recreating their family's murders. Prepare for a gory gathering. Yeah, don't you just get the fam together?
Yeah, it's a tradition.
Yeah. We have Monstruous, the monsters of Latin America. Ten Cuidado with La Muerte as your guide. You'll be asking for piedad from these three terrifying monsters. We've got the blood-sucking... I don't know how to say any of these words. Tuhulpuchi, owl-faced with La Lechuza, and bone-ripping El Cibon.
I was counting on you for that. I don't know how to pronounce it either.
All I know is, in all countries and all languages, a scream is universal.
Oh, yes.
Screaming is universal. Boom. Get that billboard on I-4.
Hey, yeah, there you go.
We have the museum deadly exhibits. You're going to check out the Rotting Stone, the local folklore museum's infamous new exhibit. An evil spirit escapes from within, possessing the other displays and decaying everything in its path. We have Major Sweets Candy Factory. You've been invited to chaperone a field trip to a candy factory, but this sweet tour is about to turn sour when free samples transform the kids into candy-coated killers wielding sharpened candies.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I know you said before we got started you don't like things with kids are creepy.
Yeah, that's a thing for me, and this will be a reoccurring thing, is that scary movies, now especially haunted houses, anything with demons or messing with kids, that gets a solid note from me. So we got two of those. Yeah. Should go great.
We have Goblin's Feast. Welcome to the Goblin's Feast Tavern, and visit the Goblin Village, where a lavish feast is being prepared for goblins, orcs, hobgoblins, and witches, and you're the main course.
Oh,
yeah,
we're gonna dinner party.
Yeah, take a shot every time someone says goblin. Slaughter Cinema 2. If you're dying for a B-movie horror marathon, head to Cary Drive-In. So you don't know this, but Cary is the town that often comes up in a lot of original Halloween Horror Night houses. So
is that not to Carrie, like the movie in each?
I don't know.
Probably not.
But it does. It is. You know how like Stephen King has a lot of his like stories like set in Maine. It's like I think it's like that sort of a thing.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But you're gonna scream through scenes from creature features, grindhouse gore, spaghetti westerns, and more.
Okay.
All right. And then we have our scare zones, and for those we have Enter the Blumhouse. Run a terrifying gauntlet of Blumhouse characters from The Grabber to Megan dancing into your nightmares. This is a new kind of horror. We have Demon Queens. Get caught in an otherworldly hellscape ripped from the darkest corners of your mind. 4 merciless queens, loyal to surreal rule, surrounded by hordes of fanatical followers. I probably should have put these in a different order because Duality of Fear is as soon as you enter the gates of Halloween Horror Nights, you must choose a path. Follow Sinister, the manifestation of visceral horror, or Surreal, the incarnation of unearthly terror. Then you have Swamp of the Undead. In Backwater, Louisiana,
my hometown,
you unwittingly wander into private property where you're swamped by zombies born from the bodies of other trespassers who were killed and dumped in a nearby bog. Torture Fair. Come one, come all to the Renaissance Fair with the devious theme of medieval torture. Brave the glorious, gory homemade torture devices till you're put out of your misery.
That'll be me. I'll be like, just get me out here.
Well,
Make this stop.
There is one more thing, which is a show, but we're not really going to be rating that. But it's Nightmare Fuel Nocturne Circus, and that is step right up into a dark circus, a new nightmare that carries with it a sinister curse. Get trapped into a thrilling spectacle of pyro and aerialists. To the beat of pulse-pounding rock rhythms.
I feel like that's going to be weird. Like, that's going to be one of those moments where I'm like, why am I here? What is this?
So if we end up lucky enough to have been invited for our media tour, they haven't been bringing us into this show in the last 2 years. So
you haven't gotten to see it.
We would have to do it on our own, but I think you're going to be exhausted. But today, we did learn a little bit more about sinister and surreal, which I mentioned here, and I'm just going to read this off of the Halloween Horror Nights Instagram, which you can also head over to uofan.com and learn more about Halloween Horror Nights and Universal Studios as well. For 33 years, the scream of thousands of eager Halloween Horror Nights guests have been collected within the shadowy depths of Universal Orlando Resort. All the while, their wails of terror festered beneath the billow fog up on the surface, forming a monstrous manifestation of the horror that lives within their hearts. An evil overgrowth that would spread its hellish grasp throughout every crevice of the park's underbelly. As the overgrowth expanded in size, its beating heart ripped a tear between our world and the vast universe of horrors that exists beyond our own. Within that universe are two distinct realms, one fueled by physical pain while the other is plagued by psychological torment.
Oh, good.
Yeah. At the helm of these two worlds are two entities, sinister and surreal, who each embody the hellscapes they stand guard for. One of them gets their own scare zone, so I'm not sure, is that one scarier? I don't know.
Well, and she's got the queens, so I think, it sounds like the winner to me.
Yeah. All right, so now that I've said all that, now that I've summarized everything, I'm going to let you tell me, what is your most number one hyped house?
Okay, and this is hard for me because I am scared. So number one is kind of like, I'm intrigued. I will do that one. So for me, it is going to be Ghostbusters. Obviously, I like the idea of an IP house because I'm somewhat familiar with it. Like, I've seen Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire.
Okay, that was my next question.
Yep, I've seen it. So my only caveat is I hope that it's not all Frozen Empire. I mean, I know it's the theme of the house, but I would like some callback.
The longer description of the house seems to make it feel like it's going to be, like, it will be Frozen Empire, but also I think it's going to be like a better version of the movie because they said it's going to be all the ghosts they ever fought. So I do think that it is going to be like, I know we're going to get to see like Ray's occult books and with a firehouse and all that stuff. So and Slimer's in the movie. So like, I think we are going to get to see a little bit of everything.
Okay.
So I think it's going to be, and you've never been, when they did their Ghostbusters house in like 2019.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It was like one of my favorites. So I also have Ghostbusters Frozen Empire as my like number one.
That's
like
your
I
number
cried
one.
when I finished the house. Not because I was afraid, but I was like, I just walked through a Ghostbusters movie.
I'm living
and I had to
it.
like text my mom and be like, you don't understand.
Yeah.
And I do feel like it's great because it is one of those houses, if you are somebody who's scared or, a little more trepidous or nervous about doing an event
scared.
like this.
We can call it scared.
That like this is a great introductory type of a house. Like there's always a house that I feel like is a little bit fun. And this is that fun house.
Okay, here's why I'm nervous about Halloween Horror Nights, though, is I relate to what you're saying, but I have walked through the first Stranger Things house that they did.
Oh, when they had it open to the public?
And I was scared. And that was supposedly...
That is scary, though.
Well, okay. I just feel like that's maybe not a good sign for me.
Okay.
Hey, really quick, I'm going to go rogue a little bit. I'm sad there's not a Beetlejuice house this year.
You missed it.
I know, I missed it, but they're coming out with a sequel this year. That would have been cool.
I know.
Maybe next year.
I don't know if there's any truth to it, but I think there was some tension in relation to the house because they had made it a year during COVID where it still hadn't let up, and they were like, they wanted to keep it for the next year, and they were kind of like, no, you have to like open it. I don't know. It was a whole thing, but it was a great house, and I have some fun video of it because they do let us film on those media preview nights, which that's why I'm like please,
Yeah.
let me in.
Looking at you,
Because it's
Universal.
Ghostbusters. I need it.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, a Beetlejuice house would have been great. I almost wore a Beetlejuice shirt, but instead I have little vampire
I
teeth
know,
on
yeah.
today. What's your number 2 house?
My number 2 house. See, it's already tough for me because that's I'm already scared. But number 2 for me, I'm gonna say this is bold. I'm gonna say it's Slaughter Cinema 2.
Oh my God, me too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe I'm a real fan.
So Slaughter Cinema 1 was
Yes.
this like great little house with like these little vignettes of these like absolutely absurd, ridiculous movies. Like
Yeah.
it was like Amazons from Planet Hell and stuff like that.
Cool.
And there was one that was a very like Five Nights at Freddy's sort of a thing where it was like
Mm-hmm.
animatronics in a Chuck E. Cheese had like murdered
Yeah.
somebody. Like, and so like I think this one's gonna so each room will be different. So I think it's gonna be a lot of that like over the top, campy, fun horror. But I also love a drive-in movie theater.
I like
theme.
the theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that it's a drive-in movie. Yeah, and then it mentioned the spaghetti westerns, like you're talking about that, like over the top kind of. I like that. So I'm hoping that'll feel like a movie set, sort of, in a way that resonates with me. So.
I think what's really cool too, and you'll see this when we go, is they have been around the park right now. They've been setting up for the event, obviously, and so a lot of like food booths are coming together. And there is a Ghostbusters food booth that looks like the firehouse, like all frozen and everything.
Amazing.
And then there is a Slaughter Cinema one as well. So I'm like excited to see what those food items are going to be and stuff, and like
Same.
specialty things and whatever.
Yes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
All right, what's your number 3?
All right, my number 3 is going to be Universal Monsters.
Oh my God, me too. Are you looking at my computer?
Oh,
No,
I'm
so
not.
you can't
I
see.
could never. Yeah, I'm excited for this because it's classic Universal Monsters. This is what they do. And it's all ladies. So I'll be, rooting for my girls. What you got to say about that?
I got nothing.
Okay.
Women, not for me. I'm just
Wow.
kidding.
Well,
love
I
women.
mean, yeah.
Yeah.
You like me, all right.
No, it's yeah, you're right. No, I'm excited for this. I feel like historically the Universal Monsters houses have always really delivered. I haven't had one I've disliked, and they usually end up toward the top, if not the top of my list.
Okay.
So
like that.
I am going to let you know it probably will be scary though. This one.
I know. Yeah, but I'm just going to keep it in mind. I'm like, you go, girls. It's all right that you want to kill me.
Yeah, did you? I don't know if you could hear it on the microphone, but right when she said that, there was a thunder.
Yeah, and we're right by Universal.
Yeah.
So
Did
they're
you?
like,
Is this part of the? Was this part of the budget of having you on? You asked for the extra effects. Yeah.
That's right. I made a phone call.
Okay, number 4.
Okay, number 4. Okay, it's starting to get trickier. Okay, I'm gonna say A Quiet Place because, and I don't know, I haven't seen the new movie.
It's good. I like the new movie.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen it.
I don't think this has to do with the new movie though. I think it's just the first
okay.
movie. Yeah,
Okay, good.
or maybe the first 2. I could be completely wrong, but
Yeah.
I thought it did, and so I think you're okay. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't know, just because it's a story I'm familiar with and I enjoy the movies. I don't really know how it's going to translate to a house.
Yeah, I
Is it gonna be
especially.
quiet?
I don't know. I thought, and maybe I made this up, that they're going to be using, at least in one of the rooms, like some sort of technology to really like. I don't even know if it's technology or they're literally just going to tell you to be quiet. Like, and you
good
have to
luck.
be like silent through one of the rooms, and that stresses me out.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah. Also, do you? I can't remember. Do you actually see the monster really good in the movies? Or no?
You do. You definitely do by the second one or by the end of the first one.
Okay.
Because in the new one, it's like very clearly what it looks like. Also, in
looks
my
like a
brain, it's a
Demogorgon.
Demogorgon.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, Stranger Things came out first. Whatever.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
true.
are these repurposed Demogorgon costumes?
Yeah.
So I actually have for my number 4 is the Major Sweets Candy Factory. Oh my God, there is a
Wow.
thunderstorm right
I
atop
know.
this building.
Yeah.
So
It's very fitting,
Yeah.
though. Yeah.
I know this one will be difficult for you because it has to do with children who have become
Don't mess with the children.
yeah,
you
with
know?
the children, but they're hungry.
But they
They
but
want
that's
the
a
candy.
mistake.
I really enjoyed. They had a scare zone a couple years ago, and it was the year where like everything was themed to Halloween. It was an anniversary year, and I thought it was really cool. And if it's going to be like kind of that same storyline or part of that same storyline, I think it'll be fun. Where I just like like the idea of like a candy factory on Halloween sort
Yeah.
of going awry, and I think it's interesting to me. So I have it at number 4.
That'd be cool if it smelled like candy.
Oh, it better smell like candy.
Yeah.
If it smells like other stuff, no ma'am.
Yeah, true. Good point.
What do you have for your number 5?
I'm gonna say monsters of Latin America. I think that could be fun. Could be scary, but
Yeah.
I do like I am assuming maybe a little bit of the Day of the Dead type theme.
Yeah,
with
they
Muertos.
did one. Again, I think it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was very like the sets in this one were so good, and they had like a puppet figure, which I really like. I like when like a
okay.
puppet's incorporated
Yeah.
into the houses. I think it's like cool, but I think this one's going to be like the next level of that. So I'm looking forward to this one
Okay.
for sure.
What's
so
yours?
I have number 5 is Insidious the Further.
No,
Another
no.
one for you that is like about a haunted child.
Yeah, I'll
you've
get to
never
that
seen it,
one.
right?
I have. It's been a while.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing. I watch all these scary movies. Just don't want to live it. I want to like be able to sleep with my lights on afterwards.
Well, I am excited. I do have to. I want to rewatch. I've seen the first 2, so I need to watch the other ones because that key face demon is from like the 4th one, and I'm like, and I wanted to see the new one, and I didn't. So it's like,
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll watch them.
So my number 6, I have A Quiet Place.
Okay.
What did you have for that one?
I'm gonna say the museum deadly exhibits.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not. I don't know. I just think it maybe. I'm not super excited about it, but maybe it won't be as scary.
I think it's going to be
Maybe gory?
Yeah, I think it. Well, I think it
Okay
has
with
potential to be like really kind of cool, and I think that in the store when you exit the Mummy right now,
Mm-hmm.
there is some like theming related to it, and the idol. There's an idol that is from some other Halloween Horror Nights lore
Okay.
that is out and glowing, and I was like, okay, I think this house is going to be filled with like a lot of fun like nods and Easter eggs to stuff. So I'm with you. I think
I won't
this
get
could
any
be cool.
of them, but you know.
Well, I don't know either.
You can
I
tell
think
me.
it's one of those like I can't process anything the first couple times I go through the
No.
house. I'm too scared.
Right.
And so it's like then that's why I think this year we probably have to try an unmasking the horror tour to finally get it all.
Oh, yeah, true.
But we'll see. My number 7, I have Monstrous. So what do you have?
I'm gonna say Goblin's Feast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I am going to say it could be fun. You know, seeing the witches and hobgoblins, and you know the feast part of it. I'm assuming is going to be kind of gory. You know, because they're having us for dinner.
I hope there's a food booth for this.
Oh,
There's got to be, right?
You know, that reminds me last year, I really wanted my husband to bring it back to me, but like they had that section where it looked like you were buying like human
Oh, yes, I
flesh,
know what
but
you're
it was
talking-
like
yeah.
Rice Krispies and
Yeah.
stuff. Like I would like to experience that.
Okay.
Like to eat a Rice Krispie brain.
Yeah.
Sounds cute.
Dark.
Yeah.
But I have number 8, I have the Museum Deadly Exhibits.
Okay.
So what do you have there?
I am going to say I'm going to say the Major Sweets Candy Factory.
Oh, okay.
Because I mean, yeah, it involves kids, but I am excited to see like candy's a big part of Halloween, so I would like to see them really play that up.
Yeah.
You know,
And
if
I'm
it
with
smelled
you.
like
I hope it
candy,
smells like candy. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. You know, but the candy coated children, I'm not so excited about those. You know,
Did you ever see?
Don't you need to go to school? Like, why are you here? What
yeah.
are you doing? Where's your mom?
What's that movie? Or Trick or Treat? Have you ever seen Trick or Treat?
Yeah, I do like Trick or
Okay,
Treat.
'cause
Yeah,
it's like-
I do. And that was the scare zone that I would have like
in a
to
house.
seen.
That's the house I fell over in. I tripped on a safety mat because I was
no.
like, it was one of those where I was like, I saw the trick or treater,
Yeah.
and I was like, I can see you, but it was an effect that I didn't realize where it made him look like it was like 10 feet away, and it was really right in front of me.
Uh-huh.
And so I took one step, and it went wah, and I went and I tripped on the safety mat in front of the school bus where it's like the drowning scene
Yeah.
with all the kids, and the team members were like, "Sir, are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm fine. Just get me out of here."
Yeah. Somebody help.
Yeah. My gout. I have
Bobby.
Goblin's Feast as my number 9 house.
Okay.
So what do you have
okay.
there?
Okay. Ooh. See, I'm getting to a point where like the last two for me, I was originally going to do a Hannah's Nope scoring for this because I'm not truly excited about any of these houses.
Yeah.
So as we get further to the end, this would be a 5 on the Nope scale. This would be an ah heck nah for me. Okay, I'm gonna say Triplets of Terror. This sounds scary.
I knew you had. I knew you were going to have for Insidious at the bottom there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'll say my piece about that in a second. But yeah, Triplets of Terror. This has potential. Well, and I will tell you, I watched a video of somebody who did the lights on tour of this house,
which have already started now. Traditionally, they're not till the event starts, I thought, but
yeah, that's cool. I mean, I like it for scaredy cats. I think it's kind of useful, but there was just enough clutter in there, and then the fact it's a house, and then something about triplets. Like, are they kids? Again, kids.
See, the concept art with their like masks and stuff. It's giving me like Strangers. You remember that movie with like Liv Tyler and like they were in the woods and that creeps me. I grew up in the woods, and I used to think people were watching.
Stuff always happens. Like, let me tell you. Scary movies happen in the woods, basically where I'm from. So yeah.
I do think this one's going to be creepy, but I do have it as my like number 10, just because it feels like a very not simple. I'm sure there's going to be more to it, but it's like a very like straightforward kind of storyline. Yeah, it feels like maybe, I don't know, but like literally with the 10 houses here, I don't feel like there's one where I'm like, I don't know about this one. I'm actually kind of hyped for all of them. Okay. And your last one here.
My last one has to be, you already know. What is it officially called? Insidious the Further. Yeah, I'm about to like further my gray hairs and my frown lines, because that red-faced demon, heck nah.
We're going to hear the tiptoe through the tulips.
Yeah, I do not like that. I don't mess with demons, and demons better not mess with me. Like, I really am worried I'm going to sucker punch one of them, and then I can't go back, which maybe is a blessing.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Yeah,
I don't
not
need
today,
us to get
Satan.
Yeah.
Bam. I'm scared.
Yeah, well, that's good.
And the mirror effects.
Oh,
too.
Those get me every time.
And they said there's going to be mirrors, and that's like in the little like trailer video for it. So I just feel like he's going to be like, with his little nails like through the mirror, and then he's just gonna bust out.
Oh, there was Patient Zero. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a black and white house, and it was like you went on a subway car, and it was a flickering like a strobe light, but the subway car, so like there was a pole coming down where the seat is. And so, like, it is a mirror. So there was someone on the other side of that. And that one used to get me every single time. But that's one of the things I love about Halloween Horror Nights is, like, the makeup, the practicality of it. Oh, yeah. The lighting. It's just, like, so many of these incredible sort of, like, theatrical elements brought together and that you're witnessing in real time. And yes, do I wish they weren't horror movies sometimes? Yeah. But it's going to be fun. I think we'll have a good time. I want to know real quick, though, what are your thoughts on the scare zones here? I've ranked mine.
Okay, so for scare zones for me, I feel like number 1 is going to be the Bayou. What is that?
Wait, I didn't read them yet, did I?
Yeah, you did.
I did.
Or wait,
no, I did. I did because I said I read them.
Yeah, because we talked about the Swamp of the Undead. I feel like that, because there's going to be foliage, maybe some fog that you guys all love. I've heard about the fog.
Just wait till I take some pictures of you in the fog. That's like my favorite thing. Favorite memory. You're
those
gonna
should
be like, I don't want it.
And be like sweaty, and like my eyes are going to be huge because I'm scared. What about you?
I have Enter the Blumhouse as my top one. I know it's like the one that I feel like maybe some people online are like, oh, that one's kind of lame. But I'm like, you already said it. It was like they said that Megan's going to be in there dancing, and that was like
a
highlight.
Huge hit last year. Yeah,
I love that, and I also really like Freaky, and the Vince Vaughn like killer character is going to be in that. And so I think it'll be a fun place with like icons. For the people who want the selfie moment or whatever, I think it'll be good. But I also think it'll be cool. I just like Blumhouse has really made a name for itself in the horror thing and with Universal. And so I think it's cool that we're going to see these icons kind of
together too. Like, it's not just one of the movies. It also, I'm sure I will still be scared, but it seems less scary. Like, I don't like I think about like even the one I just mentioned, the Swamp, like you could really play on like lights and it being dark and foliage, whereas this I just kind of imagine them, Megan's out bless him.
She's doing.
I gotta work on. I got to loosen up my shoulders.
Yeah.
I do like that.
I do have Swamp of the Dead as my number 2 though, because that
Okay.
one I think is going to fit really well. I think it's in that cross section when you're going from Hollywood into like the Kid Zone area. It's not called
that
Kid
makes
Zone
sense.
anymore. It's called DreamWorks, but
Oh,
whatever.
yeah. I still haven't been there.
Well, you're going to go now. You're
Yeah,
an
that's
annual
true.
pass
I
holder
know.
now.
Yeah, welcome to the family.
So what do you have for number 2?
Number 2, I'm gonna say Demon Queens. You go Queens.
You go, girl.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta be honest. The theme, about the two worlds and the sometimes Disney does the same thing, but it's especially funny when it's horror nights and you're like, what are you saying right now?
It's sometimes it's so heady, and you're like, am I gonna get that?
Yeah, what? I mean, what does that mean? I'm like, so is it aliens? Is it demons? Like, what? Just tell me.
I mean, we've had aliens before, so
true. I know. I like that. Those aliens were a little bit campier, though.
Oh yeah, they were
campy.
they had the big long fingers and they reach out to you and stuff.
So what about you?
Swamp of the Undead was my number 2. I had Torture Fair number 3, and then Demon Queens is my number 4. And so
okay.
Duality of Fear is number 5. So we got there.
Yeah.
But that's only because Duality of Fear is that scare zone that's like right at the front of the park. So I don't even consider it a scare zone. It's just more like hey, what's up? As you come
you're
in,
here. Welcome.
I'm gonna scare you. Watch out.
Right, watch out.
Yeah.
Ooh, spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might. I'm hoping that's not where I'm like, nope, and just walk out.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think we might get in there before they're out, so
Yes.
that will benefit you. But
Maybe.
The Torture Fair one that I have in there is in the New York area, and that's usually
that
the
makes
largest
sense.
scare zone. And so I'm actually surprised by that. So I think that being in there is, I don't know, it could be cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not super into like medieval stuff, like medieval movies, and like I don't know. It's like not a thing for me.
I went to a Renaissance fair this year, so
I heard.
I'm thinking it'll bring back some of that.
Okay. Well, I've never been to a Renaissance fair, so maybe I should give it a shot. But it's just, it's not for me.
It's a lot of mud.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
a lot of
Well,
mud.
yeah, not for me. So I'm evidently fine with the swamp, though. So,
Well, hit me with the rest of yours.
and then after that, I guess, I would rank last the Duality, where you walk in. Yeah, that's all of them. I would say Torture Fair and then Duality of Fear would be my last.
Okay.
Because, it's, and then based on what you said, am I really going to see it, I'm
going to tell you this just for your own comfort, is that for Halloween Horror Nights, when we're doing those tours, they usually, they just walk us through the scare zone quick. So it's it's usually sometimes where I've gotten lost because I'll stop to take a picture. I'm like, I lost my tour group.
I'm
and that's my
scared.
worst nightmare, because then you're just wandering
you're
around.
just
and you're
wandering.
Like, please
Help,
no one pick me off. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So, I'm looking forward to it, but I also am hoping, I'm going to make you go first.
Yes. Yeah, you definitely have to be behind me.
And I'm going to focus on the back of your shirt or your camera.
Yeah.
And hopefully
I'm
going to
give you a little
enough.
camera to hold too. Don't worry.
Oh, good. I can hide behind it.
Yeah.
You got a big camera?
No, I'm going to give you the tiny.
I'd like a big one.
You want the over the shoulder, The thing
the
is,
whole footage looks like the Blair Witch Project.
With the cameras, they're going to go for the camera, so you should be okay behind.
So I'll just be like, I'm looking at my camera. I'm looking at my camera.
I'm with you, though. It's going to be a tough year to not just say the F word over and over again. And I'm always trying. I've gotten better about not yelling expletives as much, but I still yell.
Oh.
So I get
If I'm going to yell, it's going to be the F-bomb.
Yeah.
I'm 99% sure. So,
well, I am very excited to experience this with you. We're going to see how it goes, and we'll have you back to say how the house is shook out for you at the end.
How I shook out.
Yeah, how you shook out. I am assuming you still work here at the end of all of this. So thank you for doing this with me.
I'm excited. Thank you for having me. Thank you for being my emotional support system, hopefully. Don't leave me.
You know that Stay Puft is a backpack. You could bring him as an emotional support.
And I could also.
Yeah.
I know. I probably notice I have been kind of like clutching him. The longer we talk,
it's been getting tighter. Your grip has been getting tighter and tighter.
I know, it's true. Well, I only have one
He's gonna be fluff
thing.
by the end of the night. So
that is true. I only have one thing to say to you.
What?
See you in the fog.
Oh, she didn't. Okay. On that note, that is going to do it for this episode of the Universal Show. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to click that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and you'll get notified whenever we upload any of this, what I'm sure will be absolutely absurd Halloween Horror Nights content. And I am looking forward to it so much. And don't forget about checking out our other YouTube channel, youtube.com/WDWinfo. That is the Diz YouTube channel. And over there is where some of the highlights of houses and overviews of the events and stuff like that end up. If you are listening to this, please rate and review podcasts wherever you listen. And that is, I think that's it. Don't forget about Dreams Unlimited Travel when booking your next Universal vacation. Thank you again, Hannah.
I'll book you there.
Yeah. She'll book you there. She'll tell you where to run. Don't worry, there'll be food. We'll get food and we'll have a drink, and it'll be good.
I'm there
fun.
for the food.
Yeah,
and the merch, maybe. You know, I love merch.
I forgot to even mention it. The tribute store, I think they said, was opening on the 2 days before Halloween Horror Nights, and they said the theme, and I forgot to have it for this episode, and that's that. But don't worry, it doesn't matter to this because I'm going to do a tour, and I'm going to go before it opens, and that'll be up right away, and I'll have my checklist of everything I need to spend too much money on, because guess what there's going to be there? A Ghostbusters bomber jacket, like a baseball jacket. So I already know I'm going to be spending way too much money there.
Okay, and we're going to have special looks, I think, for the first night.
We are. Yes, so stay tuned.
Stay for the fashion show.
Yes. But thank you, everybody. That's going to do it for us. Remember, be excellent to each other.